You're probably like me. You want safety. You want security. Heck, a little prosperity, that wouldn't hurt either. That's why we buy precious metals. That's why we're invested in the precious metal mining stocks. But man, has it been a hard couple years. I understand. I'm right there with you. I'm primarily invested in the precious metal mining stocks. They've been particularly hard hit over the recent past. Heck, I think in the last 2.5 months, the junior gold mining index is down 40%. But are things going to look up for our sector? Are we finally going to be rewarded for all the hard work we've put in, right? Trying to understand what's going on. We're not asleep at the wheel. We're not a fish in a fish tank, right? We're digging. We're trying to understand what's going on. How do we protect ourselves? We thought we understood, and what do we get? We get kicked in the groin, right? Well, I think we're on the cusp of a major change. I think that we are on the cusp of a wave of interest and new money coming into the precious metals sector. If you think about this, your general person who's asleep at the wheel, right? Like, oh, I have a 401k, I just put money in every week and it just goes up and up and up and up. They're about ready to get their second quarter statements. We are in early July. People are gonna flip a lid when they open their statements and see that they're down 15%, 20%, 25%, whatever the number is, it's gonna be a big negative number. And when people start to look out, right? They start to look and say, well, what should I do? I'm losing money in stocks. I'm losing money in bonds. I'm losing money in real estate. I'm losing money in crypto. One bright option is going to be silver and gold, right? They've maintained their value for thousands and thousands of years. Man, things are screwy out there, right? When you look out at the world, not just the United States, look at Canada, look at Europe. We have major political issues, economic issues, social issues, and we have major division going on in the world. We have the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Heck, they're talking about, last week they talked about starting their own reserve currency. Things are changing rapidly in this world. And what did we do to protect ourselves, right? That's what we want to do. We want to protect whatever level of wealth and capital we have acquired over the years. To do that, we decided to invest in precious metals and the mining stocks. Me, I'm mostly in the mining stocks. Have we been rewarded? Well, people that have held gold have done okay relative to the other precious metals oriented investments. Silver's had quite a drawdown over the last year and a half, went from about 30 down to less than 20 today. The precious metal mining stocks couldn't be worse. Down in the last 2.5 months alone, 40%, the junior gold mining index. What's going to happen as we look out into the future? I will be curious to hear what you think, but when I look out there, I don't see things getting better. I read more and more about the U.S. has given Ukraine more money, more weapons. Europe financially is in a big mess. The United States is in a big mess. Americans hate each other, right? Either you're a Democrat or a Republican, and they both think that each other is really stupid, not to mention the fact that our government is full right now of corruption and mismanagement. I think we're going to see massive amounts of corruption being uncovered in the coming decades, but nonetheless, we've got massive debt, a financial situation that doesn't mathematically work at all as we go into the future. And as we try to navigate that, right, we want to protect ourselves. I mean, how do we do that? Well, you can't argue the fact that gold and silver have maintained their value for decades, centuries, thousands and thousands of years. However, like I said, the last couple of years, our thesis has not proven to be all that effective but to a certain degree effective. Now, if you're like me and you focused more in on the mining stocks, the argument could be made that it wasn't effective. But are we on the cusp of a turn? Are we at a point where people are going to wake up a little bit? You know, maybe it's early July. Maybe when people start getting their second quarter 401k statements and they see that they're down 15, 20, 25%, they're going to freak out. They're going to start thinking, where can I put my money? Bonds aren't good. Stocks aren't good. Real estate's not good. That's slowing down. Cryptocurrency's not good. Maybe they'll start looking at precious metals. And it's not going to take a lot of money, guys, coming into the sector for things to explode. There's hardly any money in the sector right now. So if just a sliver of that money comes in, I mean, best case scenario, what we could hope for is like something that happened 100 years ago during the Great Depression when gold mining stocks outperformed and actually helped people maintain their wealth. Or even 50 years ago during the 70s when the same thing happened. Very similar financial situation, although now it can be argued it's much worse, but we had a stagnant economy in the 70s with inflation. We kind of have that same thing right now. So maybe it's every 50 years. Maybe we are right on the cusp of this big wave of money coming into the sector. What you want to see happen is kind of like what happened with cryptocurrencies, where we get to a point, maybe 2 years, maybe a year, maybe 3 years from now, where everybody's saying, oh, you should have been in gold. You should have been in gold and silver mining stocks because they did so well. Now, we don't know that that's going to happen with any level of certainty. But it sure feels like when you look at the big picture on many different levels that it's an attractive place to park some money right now. We'll find out. Hopefully, we'll be very happy. We'll have a party here in Ron's basement. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.